Welcome back to the model bench. So on this episode I'm going to be doing the officers' quarters. So this is the section here. As usual, I have to remove the doors. I've started drilling out the lights. I'll have to sand off these handrails. You can see all these handrails, these doors will all have to be gone. Same with the door here. And I'm then going to use the KA parts to add in. I'm going to use the glass from Midwest Model Shop. Then obviously the KA window frames and the KA handrails. Then obviously one of the domes go in here with the casing on top. And then we've got, these are the areas for the two funnels. But all these parts will have to be removed as well. And then the little plates added, and then the parts added. And of course then the decking as well. So there's quite a lot in this part. We'll have to add in the lights then underneath. Probably little nano lights for them, I'm not sure. Maybe actually the LED lights will probably be enough to illuminate the windows and these deck lights. So we've also got in here, we've got the grates, or the wire grates, to add in, and there's a couple more of those to be added along here. So it's a nice little part to be doing, and there's a lot to be done. That's the top of the bridge here, so I think I'm going to add in some beams under here for the bridge, and then I've got the scale decks to add to the top here. So even though it's a small piece, there's a lot of work to be done. So the first thing I'm going to do is sand off anything I need to, prime it, and then paint it all white, get rid of all these parts, and then I can put the decking on and add on a few of the other little bits. So that's the plan. We'll get on with that. Here we go, a little bit of progress made. So I've sanded off all the parts I needed to. I've added the photo etch doors, photo etch ladders, added these kind of little porthole type things, drilled out the windows. I've added in these two little bits here, again added a ladder, so it's looking good. Add another ladder here. So what I have to do next is obviously just, that's only primer on it, so next step will be to spray it white. And then I can work on these, spray these grey, and get the decking down. And I'll show you some of the small pieces I've done as well. So I've painted these various vents. And what I like to do is I spray them white, and then I just paint inside kind of like a dark organ. And then once you put the grade on, you just get a really nice effect that it's actually going into the ship. I always airbrush my vents as well. I've learned the hard way that if you try to paint them, I just find the paint clogs them up. But by just doing a nice little airbrush over them, it comes out really nice. So I've got the 3 of them done. They come out really, really pleased. I've got the cover for the dome. That came out really nice. I might just give it the inside a little bit of a touch up of white, and that is obviously going to sit over, whoops, that's going to sit over this. And you'll see there's a lot of other channels have done how they got the lines to kind of stand out, so I've kind of just done a variation on it. What I did was I got the Tamiya panel line accent color, and I just dropped drops on it. Let it work into all the lines, and then I just kept kind of wiping off the excess, and then I'd add a little bit more, wipe off the excess. So I'm really pleased with that. It's kind of subtle enough, but really makes it stand out really nice. So yeah, very happy with that. I've also got my little planking done. So there we are. That's just a little stack of planks that he had each side of one of the funnels. So they come out really nice. Again, I just airbrushed the kind of base light brown on them, and then just dry brushed a little darker brown over just to bring out the grain of the wood. So yeah, they come out well. And oh yeah, I also did these little kind of, I don't know what you would call them, I think they're kind of window vents that are over the officers' quarters. So again, I've just airbrushed them in dark mahogany brown and then just painted the vents a little bit darker. So they're fine. They go underneath the underneath the bridge just to replicate the paneling. I made this out of styrene, just a flat bit of styrene, and then added the beams. So I'll show you that. So that will go just under here. I'll clear that into place once I have everything painted. It just gives a little bit more detail to that area. It's probably not super accurate, but I'm happy enough with that. Oh yeah, I wanted to just highlight a little something about the KA instructions. I'll show you that now. In regards to the KA instructions, some people might find this helpful because I kind of was pulling out my hair with it. I just think it's very frustrating the way they've done it, but I'll just go through what I found. So obviously, dealing with the officers' quarters, the first thing they get you to do is remove anything that's kind of this orangey colour. You have to remove all them, so that's fair enough. You just get rid of all them. Then here's the officer quarters here, so that's showing the decking in place, and it's showing some of these plates that have to be painted like a light grey and then installed, and just some of these here, and then so that's fair enough. So that's the next step. Grand. Then oh yeah, there was I think was there one other step I missed. No. So then you come up here, so don't forget this step. So again, it's just hidden here. The officers' quarters, there's a little bit of photo etch to go under here. So number 58 means it's this piece. So number 58 is this piece. So obviously you have to, you know, put that together, paint it, whatever. And it's telling you here where to put it. So that again is another officer's piece, fine. Then we go on again. There's another officer's piece, again, kind of hidden amongst all this. It's just showing a handrail, some of the windows, fine. We then go on more pages. So this is the bulk of the officers' quarters. So again, it's showing you know, all the different windows, the different parts. There's a lot of information there, and just some of the pieces are picked out. But say you see this little piece here, hope you can see that. There's no number beside that. So you're thinking, well, what part is that? So what you have to do is go on down further, and you will find it. Where is it? See, this is the problem. You have to scour through all of the sheets, and eventually I will find it. So finally then here, it's again more kind of the officers' quarters and the top bit of deck, and there's that piece we were looking for earlier, TB26. So I don't understand why they can't, that number, why they couldn't just put it in here, TB26. You know, because as you're doing this part, you're putting in all the pieces, and then there's no number here, and then you go down here and you find it buried amongst that. I'm finding that a lot with the KA instructions. You kind of have to jump all over the place. I don't know why they couldn't just put a lot of parts, a lot of areas together, so that, you know, if you knew these two pages were all officers' quarters, brilliant, you could just stick with that. But you know, you're jumping forward pages to find one part, and you're going back pages to find another part. So it's just something to be aware, you know. If you are, say, on this area and you're pulling your hair out because you can't identify this piece, you're not doing anything wrong. Just, you're gonna have to just scour through all the instructions. And I found that multiple times on different parts. So, and once you get used to it, you just know the information's in there buried somewhere, you know. So that's just a little heads up. So that's where I am at the moment. I'm going to get on with painting up the Officers Bridge, giving that the final coat of white, and I'll get the decking on, and we'll go on from there. Here we go. This is the finished piece. This is as far as I think I'm going to go at the moment. All the windows in place, all the handrails, the little light coverings. Got the nice dome in place with the little handrails around it. All the deck pieces. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. I just have to be really careful where I hold it. I've also got the beams underneath the bridge, the windows in the bridge, handrails. So that's as much as I'm going to do on this piece. Just obviously I've got all the railings to put in, but I don't want to put them in yet until I get this piece glued onto the deck and get the lighting installed underneath. So and obviously then the funnels will go in these two areas. So I think I'm going to call that piece done for now. I've also got a couple of little pieces to put here for the lifeboats. But yeah, like I say, I'm going to leave it for now. I'm happy enough with that. So this was just a short video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And until next time, talk to you then.